Hello, this is Tom and Ruth from Tom and Ruth Healthy Lifestyle. Today I want to talk about, everybody's favorite thing, insurance, and I wanted to talk about this briefly today. I have some gentlemen here that I'll tell you who they are. We have Ben from Dallas, Carl from St. Louis, Doug from LA, Fred from Atlanta, Bill from Ohio, and Stephen from Florida, Miami. So, the thing that I want to talk about today, I'm going to start out Ben from Dallas. Now, Ben was here in September last year, 2022, and he was accepted in the hospital. Said they accepted the insurance that he had. He had been paying Pacific Prime money, and they accepted him into the hospital. But after he got the bill, it was a little over. He spent 2 days in the hospital for appendix. And the bill was a little over, $9,000 US dollars. Why is it so expensive? Right? Well, sometimes it's just the way it is. You never know what prices they'll charge you. He was at St. Luke's Hospital, and when he got the bill, he said, okay, how much did insurance pay? Oh, sir, we're not accepting that insurance anymore. They didn't pay the bills in 2021, 2021, part of 22 that we have for the COVID. So we're not accepting that insurance anymore. He said, well, I've been paying on that insurance a long time. Well, we're sorry, it doesn't accept it. So he had to pay cash. Well, apparently they would not accept his credit card. His credit card wouldn't run through. It's a two-step verification. It was a nightmare. Anyway, he couldn't get out, and he had to transfer money point A to point B, and it was a 3, 4, 5 day process. Banking, it's not like even my bank. If I transfer from one bank to another, it can take 3, 4 days. But if I send money from Wise and point A to point B, like USA here, it gets there within minutes. Well, he had to transfer from bank to bank. He was out of luck. They wouldn't let him out of the hospital until someone co-signed for him, and her parents would not do that. So he had to stay in the hospital. But anyway, he says, whatever anybody does that wants to come, Ben says, whenever anybody wants to come to the Philippines, please make sure that you have cash and available on a card, and not necessarily a credit card, and make sure the card works. We have another gentleman from Manila. He stayed in Manila in the hospital in November and December. He had a heart complication, a stroke, and he was with a company called Aetna Insurance. At the time when he went into the medical center, there was some doctors from U.S. there. He said, yes, they accepted the insurance. Well, come to find out, they did not accept it. And he's found himself in a really bad situation. So he reached out to me and some friends, and the only thing we could try to do is try to negotiate the price for him, but no prevail. They're pretty strict on the prices, and anyway, he had to have money sent in from the United States to get him out of that situation. So he's back in the States. So I think really what we need to do is really take a look at, if you're planning on coming to the Philippines, make sure you really take a close look at this insurance situation. All right, here we're going to get into this one here. This is on me. I'm 68 years old, and no insurance after 70. I cannot get any insurance after 70. But I'm going to tell you guys some interesting situations here. If you look at my Pacific Prime cost, it's $566 a month. My Pacific Cross is $499 a month, and these are all up to supposedly 1 million peso in coverage. 1 million peso, which is $20,000. Russell is $660, Aetna is $500, and United is $654. Took me a couple weeks to get all these guys back with prices. Now, there's one thing that every one of these insurance companies have in common. One thing. None of them can be questionable, and they can question and stop your payments at any time. What I mean by that is it's called pre-existing conditions. For an example, say you come here, you're healthy. I have no pre-existing condition. I'm healthy. Don't have no high blood, not taking medications, things like that. I go into the hospital and I say, for instance, I'm using Russell. I'm paying $660 a month. I go in the hospital, they accept my insurance, and they accept my credit card. A lot of them are requiring two, insurance and a credit card to back it up, because they just want to do it. Now, they don't put you in what they call a semi-private room. They put you in a private room because they want to try to get as many dollars as they can out of you. So automatically you go in your own private room. Now, what happens is the pre-existing condition, and this has happened so many times, is they can decide that, say for instance, I have it's my heart, my stomach, my kidneys, my liver, and things like that. They can choose not to pay the bill because they can say it's a pre-existing condition, because they only use for the last year. And then they can say this pre-existing condition could exceeded prior to that. You could have had a problem prior to that. Remember, the existing conditions could be during this last 12 months, you have no issues, no problem. But they could say prior to that, you have pre-existing condition of this. And so they can eliminate and not pay that bill. So the key around all this is this. Here is the most important thing I'm going to say to anybody that's planning to come to the Philippines. Do not put all your eggs in one basket here in the Philippines. Have cash, at least up to $50,000, not $10,000, $50,000 on a credit card. Fly to Thailand, fly to Cambodia, fly to Taipei, Taiwan, fly to wherever, Vietnam, Guam, get out of the country, get your care done that you need to have done, and then come back. It'll cost you probably $2,000-$3,000 compared to what it costs you here, because a lot of times here in the Philippines, they may or may not have a specialist that can help you. If you have cancer or something like that, you got to get out of the country completely. You got to go back to the States. If you have something like heart, you got to go back to the States. If you have something that's really a kidney problem, dialysis, chemotherapy, any of that stuff, go back to the States. Because if you find yourself here, there will not extend your life. See, Philippine culture and Filipino way they do that, they let people go and live up to, and then they don't extend people's lives. They just let people. Example, we have recently someone passed the day before yesterday had cancer here. They were given chemotherapy, but they were not treating. They were treating the symptoms, but not treating the disease. And if he had other care outside the country, he would maybe live another God only knows, but he would have lived longer than what he lived in a few days. Because a prime example, if he gets outside and get good care and good, at least some kind of care for the chemotherapy and things like that, they just basically just stopped treating him, and he died days later because he couldn't afford it. Philly Health only pays 10% of the bill. Philly Health pays nothing more than 10% anymore because the company went bankrupt. Philly Health is bankrupt. So what that means is if you are a person that needs Philly Health or somebody to depend on, you can't depend on Philly Health. Because is it going to save you? No, they only pay 10%. Used to, it would cover 100% of all Filipino. Now it covers 10%, 20% of the bill. They will, on medication, they will not let you, for an example, for medication, you could actually get, you have to pay your own medication. In other words, none of this is covered by insurance companies. We're in the States, maybe in Thailand, you can get it covered by, the insurance company can cover it. They don't cover anything here as far as that goes. So this is me. I want to say, so any of those that I had before, which was if I pointed to it, you guys could not see it, but if you look at the Aetna United, if you look at those numbers, that's what I was paying. Now I'm not paying anything because it's not worth it, and what a waste of money. It's wasted money. The doctor told me, man, we're not accepting Pacific Prime. We're not accepting Pacific Cross. We're not accepting Russell, Aetna, or United. Haven't been accepting it for a year at any major, including St. Luke's. Now, they may tell you they may do it. They may or may not, but it depends. If it's a pre-existing condition, now they can decide what a pre-existing condition 3 years ago. They can just tell you, oh, I'm sorry, sir, that was a pre-existing condition, not pay the bill at all. That's happened to my friend. Man, I'm just going to tell you. I'm going to tell everybody straight out. If you plan on coming to the Philippines and you want insurance, you're out of luck. You're out of luck. I hate to say this. It's a Debbie Downer. I'm in that boat too. I'm in that boat too. So if I want care, I have to go to Thailand or Guam or back to the States to get the care that I need. And that's what scares me. It should scare everybody else too. God bless everybody. I want to thank everybody for always watching my videos. And I'll see you guys next time on Tom and Ruth Healthy Lifestyle.